Hi, I'm Bosif, and in this video I'm going to tell you how to create incredible custom concept football kits just like these, all with the use of one simple, free online tool. I've made some tutorials like this before, but since my last one a lot of things have been updated on the tool, so this is the most updated guide out there. I strongly suggest you watch until the end of the video because I've included some really useful stuff in here. Part 1. Knowing your way around EAFC Kit Creator. EAFC Kit Creator, or FIFA Kit Creator as it was originally known and still frequently called today, is the most easy concept kit design tool to use out there. Photoshop is an option, but it's a lot more difficult to use unless you already know how, and on FC Kit Creator you have just as unlimited design options. I often notice a lot of beginners making decent designs, but they can make a few crucial mistakes in the presentation that can be fixed pretty much as soon as you open the FIFAKitCreator.com website. When it starts up, you'll immediately notice that the default kit model is this kind of weird shaped one and doesn't come with good lighting. So to change that, you're going to want to click the settings button up in the top left and scroll down until you find 3D model. Once you click that, you'll see there are loads of options for 3D models. You can check them all out to see which one you like best. I recommend using the hanger or flying models as they tend to look the most professional, but it still looks quite plasticky until you change that lighting. In general, I prefer to use day-right lighting for lighter coloured kits and day for darker ones. If it's somewhere in between like red or something, I also recommend using day-right as well. If you've bought the Plus version of FIFA Kit Creator, you will have access to the full 4096 pixel resolution, but that's not necessary and 2048 pixels should look fine. Up at the top of that page you can choose which template to use. A lot of the templates are only available for Plus users, which means that nobody on the free version can use them without paying. That's kind of a shame, and it's the main thing that free users have a reason to complain about. There are still a lot of good templates that can be used for free, but they're often not from recent seasons. Part 2. How to make a good design. One of the most important things when making a kit is of course the colours you use, but I sometimes like to make sure I've got the design right first. So next we're going to focus on how to get the best graphics for your shirts. Of course, the only real way to get the exact graphic you need is by making it yourself, but you can still get pretty good ones off the internet without having to go through all the extra effort. One way to get graphics is by using an AI image generator. Unfortunately, most AI image generators don't really know how to process requests like abstract HD graphic because they're used to processing random stuff like unicorn people and animals and whatever. The best AI image generator to use is Adobe Firefly, but that comes with a huge watermark unless you can afford to pay Adobe a ton of money to remove it. I recommend that you search online for a good design for your kit. For example, if you're just looking for a basic cool looking graphic, then you can search abstract HD wallpaper, and if you're looking for something more specific, like if you want an eagle design for a Crystal Palace shirt, then you can search for abstract eagle art. But Google unfortunately doesn't have that many options. You'd think it would, but hardly anything there is perfect, and a lot of stuff comes with annoying watermarks that you can't remove. If you have bought FIFA Kit Creator Plus, you can also use the built-in monochrome logo maker, which will basically turn your image into a transparent version of itself, meaning you can colour it how you want. There is, however, a way to take graphics from kits that have already been made on FIFA Kit Creator. Just click on someone's kit, select Open in Kit Creator, and then it will open up so that you can remix it. Next, click on the name of the graphic on the left of the screen and right click on the little small icon next to it. Then select Open Image in New Tab, and then the full image will be visible. The next part is the most important. Select the -small.jpg and replace it with .png and hit enter. The page will reload and then you can just right click on the image and save it. After that you can add it as a custom logo to one of your kits, but please remember to always give credit to the original user of the graphic. Also keep in mind that some creators, like me, don't allow people to open their kits. In most cases it's because they don't want plagiarism, because a lot of people on dodgy sales websites steal their designs and sell them with no credit. If you're willing to pay them, you can get some great graphics from them. I offer all my graphics to channel members, but I'll talk about that more later in the video. Once you've got a good design, it's vital that you pick the right colours to go with it. I've seen some awesome designs that have been totally ruined because someone's picked a really bad colour scheme to go with it. I'll list some of the most ruinous colour combinations that I frequently see. Some of these might seem like a good option at first, but they often don't look good at the final result. Purple and white. I often see people using purple with white trims. It can only look really good if you use a slightly metallic kind of purple with absolutely minimal white trims. So the collar and sleeve cuffs can be white, but it has to be absolutely minimal. Dark green and white. It's pretty much the same situation as with purple and white. It doesn't look good unless the green is dark and slightly metallic, and the white has to be absolutely minimal. Red and yellow. It only really works if there's an equal amount of yellow to red, and if you use a red that leans slightly more towards pink than towards yellow. However, kits that are mainly red with yellow trims just don't really work. Orangey red and pretty much anything else. Any shade of red that's slightly more yellow than pink is just gross in my opinion. It's just about okay if it's right in the middle of the two, but otherwise always use shades of red that have a slight tiny tinge of pink to them. Mid-grey and anything else. That colour can just make your kits look so dull. On black kits you can use grey, but it has to be really subtle. Part 3. Collars and logos. A kit would be absolutely nothing without the team it's for, and it's sometimes a very good idea to base your kit around the team. For example, this concept Liverpool kit I designed is entirely designed around the liverbird that features on their logo. That's one of the best things about badges. Sometimes you can use part of the badge as the main graphic and it will look great. When using logos as logos, you can have a lot of fun with them. You can play around with where to put them, different versions of the logo, different colours and designs on the logos themselves. I always prefer to place logos a little higher up on the shirt than the default setting, but that's just personal preference. I do that a little more for Castore kits and even more for Macron and Kappa kits so that the brand and badge aren't far from the shoulder. Macron and Kappa both do this in real life and it just makes the kit look more chunky, which can look great on some designs. I generally prefer to make the brand, sponsor and badge slightly bigger when doing these kinds of kits too. For the badge, I sometimes like to use retro logos. That can give a nice touch to some kits, although of course they almost never go well with modern designs. But for retro style designs, they can look really good with polo collars. If you're using the free version, you can find some retro logos on footballkitarchive.com. Just search up the team you want and many will have a logo history at the top of their page. You might want to edit them to make them monocolored just by removing some parts of the badge so that you can recolor them too. In terms of sponsors, I really don't like using ones that have a high height to width ratio. I only like using ones that are a lot wider than they are high. I just think that square or round shaped sponsors don't look that good, so for example with Barcelona kits I'll always use the full text Spotify logo instead of the round textless sponsor that they use in real life. For collars you need to know that they can dictate how well different parts of the kit go together. For example, this Torino kit I made a while ago uses a modern style design with a polo collar, which probably wasn't the best choice here. You can also put a design on your collars, like a line or some stripes. To do that for every collar except polo collars, you need to click base design and add whichever you want. I'll add a single stripe here and then rotate it 90 degrees. Then offset it to about 90 for round neck collars and about 94 for v-neck ones. Then scroll down and click mask, select collar and then click custom collar mapping at the bottom. You can choose whether to map it to round neck or v-neck collars there. As you can see, it now shows around the collar at the top of the shirt, and you can also do this for patterns as well. For polo collars it's the same process, but offset it to about 22 and don't bother clicking custom collar mapping. I often like to use this feature when making Adidas kits so I can add 3 stripes to the collars. I also like to add buttons to polo collars, which can help add depth to the kit. You can make your own button designs or just use a simple circle. Then reduce its size to pretty much the lowest possible option and move it up to where you want it to go. Part 4. A quick note about realism to finish off. When you're designing a kit, you might find it helpful to add realistic features too. Not in terms of design, but generally in terms of logos, templates, and the little authentication badges on the hems of the shirt. If you're designing a kit for a team that has more than one front of shirt sponsor, it's totally reasonable to remove one of these sponsors because otherwise they can take up too much room and not allow your actual shirt design to be as visible. That removes some of the realism of the shirt, but it's still worth it. When you're using a template that's made for a brand that isn't the one you're actually using, the hem badges will still show up, but they'll be the wrong brand. To remove them, you need to click the settings wheel and find hide template details, click that and they'll be removed. Anyway, that's about all for this video, so thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and found it helpful. If you did, please feel free to give it a like and subscribe. I also offer a huge Google Drive for all my YouTube members with all my patterns and graphics that I've used on it, so if you're interested, click the join button and follow all the steps there. I also give a shout out to all my members at the end of my videos, and our only current top level member is... wait, he said he wouldn't be a member anymore if I didn't pronounce it correctly, so let me check how to pronounce it quickly.
Hoàng Nam.
Anyway, thanks to our top level member,
Hoàng Nam.
and all our second tier members too. If you want to check out my other social media, I post all my kits on FIFA Kit Creator Showcase and some on Instagram too, which are both linked below. I also have a Discord server where we're nearing 1,000 members, so to reach that would be so awesome. Anyway, again, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.